way is that camera?
Hey, this is your girl Kay Reed coming to you.
Don't do that third wall, Lamondre.
100 with the unsugar-coated plug.
Oh, doing that Harvey, you know them Harvey people.
Where we bring you real talk, real issues, real people.
I'm tired tonight, y'all.
Every day. Hey,
what I'm trying to do is not run into Tupac over here like last week. Last 2 weeks I ran into Tupac.
Tune in.
It's your boy, your cousin, your baby daddy.
Don't get it, Lamondre.
Side piece. That boy.
My side piece ain't coming tonight.
From the Unsugar-Coated Plug and Tea Show. Who got the tea? We got the tea.
You got the tea?
I got the tea, baby.
We sipping because we ain't tripping. All right.
All right.
Welcome to another week, guys, of the Unsugar-Coated Plug and Tea Talk Show. We have here in our studio, he's becoming one of our main co-hosts. But tonight we're going to call him guest host. We got nothing other than New Orleans' finest musician, Lamondre Aloysius Brown. Aloysius Brown. Baby, when I tell you this man can play a Yamaha, baby, he can play a Yamaha. You see this? You think Tiffany R. sings international gospel recording artist. Tiffany R. sings can make your wig blow off and your wig caps come off and your lashes. Yeah, I ain't got no lashes on. So like Tiffany and Lamondre both combined will make all that happen. You heard me? Well,
nobody but God. Nobody but God.
Nobody but God. But if it ain't nobody but God, why is that Yamaha not in here tonight?
Get a Hammond organ in here. We could talk.
A Hammond organ?
Yeah, we can talk.
All right, we're going to have to work on that list. So you think we can get a Hammond in here today?
No,
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, all right. You don't know what a Hammond is?
I have no
I'll
idea.
talk to you about it later. All right, Lisa, let me tell you.
Dirty.
What?
It must be dirty.
Baby, ain't nothing dirty about a Hammond, but let me tell you, if we had a Hammond organ in here, woo, I tell you, you hear my voice? I would have no voice at all if a Hammond organ was here and if Lamondre Brown was on it. If Lamondre Brown was on. So Lamondre, what is the tea around town today?
Lord. I don't want to be messy.
Wait, hold on.
But there's a certain
if you ain't
pastor.
sipping, wait. You ain't sipping, you ain't. Baby, I ain't even got my cup. Wait, I'll just think about drinking. You about to be messy, Lamondre?
Yeah.
We're going to pour some tea.
There's a certain pastor that got married to influential ex-NBA basketball wife. And word on the street is he was dating a former gospel male singer before.
Mm-hmm.
He got with her and put a gag order on him.
Wait. If you ain't sipping, you ain't tripping. This body needs to. Who is the? Baby, don't give no name. We want to keep. We want to keep our show rolling. So we're not gonna put the names out there. We not like Queen Diva Sheree Young. Sheree don't care, baby. Sheree will pour that tea for you.
Well, Sheree must have some money or something like that to give. Baby, I ain't got no money to give.
Baby, Sheree is a millionaire. Let me tell you.
Oh, all right. Well,
and when you connected to greatness, you become great. I sure want to stay connected to that Sheree Young. Baby, that Sheree Young is connected. You heard me?
I hear you.
So you can't tell me who that gospel artist is.
Rain on us, shower down.
Shower down.
Baby,
the last shower I did down was in my shower last night with Coach. Wait, come on, give me some more. Who else? Give me some more. Shower down, rain on us.
Let your glory fill this place. You know who that is?
Nah, I keep singing.
I'm not singing no more.
See, you want me I got him to sing. He wasn't gonna never sing. Lamondre can blow. Let me tell you about Lamondre. Lamondre, you have a bachelor's degree. Tell the people what your bachelor's degree is.
Well, it's how to do a little more, but music education, voice was my concentration, piano was my minor. So it's been a while since I actually been imputed into that, but yeah, I'm ready to get back into it. I mean, I got a little sick a little while, and I got into something else.
Enough about your sickness. Save it for our guest.
Gotcha.
Save it for our guest, baby, because she gonna tell you about your sickness. Now, let me finish pouring that tea. Rain on us. Who was it?
I'm not gonna pour no more tea, but
and what happened?
I'm just saying, people need to get delivered and stop playing with God.
Yes,
but the thing is, we're gonna talk about this too: cultivating black gay men. to make them feel afraid. And it's creating this culture now where we're having a deal epidemic. The gay community is only 4%, 0.4%.
0.4%.
And now the HIV viral cases are now more preferable in the heterosexual community. So somebody lying.
Somebody got to be lying.
Somebody's lying.
Somebody got to be lying.
Yeah, somebody's lying.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wanted to discuss today, how do we create a culture where people are comfortable with them being them.
Right.
And being comfortable being them and not being bashed because, when you was young, Kawana, I'm just saying,
wait.
In the days when you was in Harvard, you could go in the locker room at West Jeff and discuss, oh, I had a nice boyfriend or whatever, like, oh, great, was fine, yeah. But what about the girl who couldn't say, well, the girlfriend was beautiful, the girl was pretty, it was beautiful. So she was so fine and she was so pretty, I wanted to take out.
Who said that?
I'm just saying, I'm giving an example.
Them girls, cause look.
No, there you go.
Oh, baby, I'm about to say.
I'm giving an example. No, I'm not. I'm giving an example. You can a heterosexual conversation between teenagers are comfortable, but the moment me, being a musician or whatever like that, being cultivated in the church, being a musician or organist or whatever like that, I just couldn't say, well, man, I did it. This dude, the minute boy was so fine. So what you do? You create a culture where you create an unhealthy lifestyle. You're sneaking on the party line. How many of us in New Orleans remember the party line?
Baby, I remember that party line.
Party line.
Oh, look, you couldn't look. Wait, Baby, look. Our first guest, Blair Anderson, my baby brother, he'll tell you we couldn't sneak on no party line with Adrian, Pastor Adrian Jason, baby. No, look, honey. Baby, let me tell you, because my grandma had that phone on that wall. Your grandma had that phone, and you know your grandma.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, your grandma taught me how to read. Miss Brown taught me how to read, but she didn't tell me how to sneak on a damn phone.
Baby,
my grandma had that phone on that wall where you put that finger in it.
Yeah.
You couldn't sneak on my grandma's phone, baby. You couldn't sneak. So I don't know nothing about that sneaking. Now tell me about that. You heard me.
Let me tell you this. That's how I got caught.
How you got caught, Lamondre?
My mama.
Hey, somebody could bring me the headphones. One of them downstairs.
She gave us our own phone. We had our own phone line. We didn't use the house phone. And she called me one day. She said, Lamondre, what you doing on the phone? I said, oh, Mom, I'm sleeping. And I was talking to a dude that I liked. And I said, well, she said, well, all right, good night. And I thought I clicked out and I clicked in and we kept conversing.
Oh.
And it was all hell broke loose.
Baby, if I had something to sip, that'd be something to sip on right there.
All hell broke
that'd be something to sip on right there. I remember sneaking on the phone at my grandmother's house because, I was raised by my grandmother. Oh, I so wanted my mama, but being raised by my grandma, baby, I used to sit in that hall. Like I told you, she had that phone hanging on that wall. You couldn't sneak. Here she go tipping with her robe on. Going, acting like she going fix her coffee with chicory, but she was really coming to beat my tail off that phone. I couldn't sneak nothing with no little baby. I couldn't sneak nothing with no little. Well, listen, we got a powerhouse show tonight. Oh, did my phone die? Oh, Lord, I thought my phone died like this wig. Baby, this wig, some dry, but I tell you, God is going to fix it so till I get me a $900 wig from Sheree's daughter.
Oh, Lord.
Baby, Sheree, young daughter, got this wig shop. I got to get the right name. I'm trying to give a plug and don't even know the show. But Sheree tell you, baby, I'm going to need her to give me a good $950.99 unit.
Not she by Sheree, huh?
Huh?
Not she by Sheree, huh?
She by who, Sheree?
She mean Sheree in
I
Atlanta,
thought
Georgia.
I just learned the new tongue. You heard me say, ooh, Lord. Baby, I thought I was apostolic and Kojic all in one. Listen, we got a great show lined up tonight. Like I say, we have former NFL draft pick Blair Anderson on the show tonight.
All right.
And we have none other than my prayer intercessor. She's like a mother to me. She's like a big sister. I don't know what to call Dr. Higginbotham. She's all that in a bag of chips. You heard me. Dr. Higginbotham gonna come on here. Blair gonna come on here tonight talking about the aspects of health. Baby, listen, y'all been seeing me with my little short tongue.
Don't ask me nothing about health. It look like I've
been trying to get baby. Somebody said, K. Reed, you're trying to get summertime fun, but summer is already here. I'm trying to get winter fit. I'm trying to get winter fit, baby, and my baby brother is gonna help me get there. and my brother's keeper.
Yeah, so I'm working, y'all. I need to get his number because I need to lose a few people or two off of me, you know.
Baby, you need to lose. Now you
don't go there.
Listen,
Not
too
much.
How many people
just
you trying to lose?
Got a few of them.
Or some ninjas too, huh? Baby, you gonna say pick me up trying to see Jesus.
Yeah,
but
I'm already. I'm a big boy. I already think I'm cool already. So
you
if I,
baby, you a fine piece.
I know I am.
Baby, you a fine piece, and with Blair Anderson, we gonna get to that. Now we got Blair Anderson on the line. All right. So after our commercial break, we gonna come back with our first guest, which is Blair Anderson, and then we gonna have Dr. Higginbotham come in. And I wish both of them was in the office. They could go back and forth because I know my brother probably got some questions for Dr. Higgin. And Dr. Higgin, she don't sugarcoat, baby. I know because my brother, a kinesiologist is almost like a doctor too, right? Yeah. So I know he would have had some questions for her, and she would have had some comebacks for him. Well, anywho, we will be right back with more Unsugacoated Plug and Tea from your girl Carrie and your boy Lamondre. Are you from the third one? I'm
from Harvey, Louisiana.
Harvey, Louisiana, baby. Harvey, the West Bank, West Bank. You heard me? We will be. Look at Dr. Higgin. Hey, baby, let me tell you about Dr. Higgin real fast before I really tell you about Dr. Higgin. Now, listen, about 13 years ago, I'm not going to say lost because when you lose something, you don't know where it's at. And I know where my baby girl is. Lord, give me some tissue because I don't want to start crying. But anywho, this doctor laid her hands on my stomach when I was pregnant with chemo, Miss Box, Kimura. Yes, this doctor told me, baby, that I was not gonna have another fetal device, and I be damned, I did not have. What? Did I say that?
You said
yes, it. You did.
If you ain't sipping, you ain't tripping. I swear I ain't sipping, and this body is closed. If you ain't drinking, you ain't thinking. You heard me. But Dr. Higginbotham laid her hands on me, and guess what? I'm not gonna say the name of the high risk doctor. Mm-hmm. I had a team of doctors. I had high risk doctor. Dr. Hickey really didn't want me as a patient. Wow. Because I was a tough cookie. When I say a tough
was.
Watching.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me get off subject.
Wait.
We went to.
Don't go too far.
Let me tell you something. We went to Whataburger, and the Saints got her food wrong. Uh-oh. We had a whole revival in Whataburger.
We sure did, baby.
But yeah, my stuff wrong too. We did tag team.
We tag team that, baby. You ain't gonna serve me no anything. Yeah. And let me tell you why you're not gonna serve me no anything, baby. Because I'm not claiming the sicknesses that I have, but you have to acknowledge what you have in order to get the help, right?
All right.
So I have something called a leaky gut. Baby, you better not give me no cold fries. Better enough, I can't digest them. You gonna give me some cold? Dr. Higgins, I don't go to Whataburger and stuff no more, no. But listen, you're not gonna give me no cold fries, and that's why I cut up. You're not gonna give me no cold restaurant food. And as of today, I gave up meat.
Okay.
I said meat.
Okay.
Okay. Edible meat, not that kind of meat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say you lying. You lying.
Oh, baby, wait, don't even talk about that because Dr. Higgins.
Dr. Higgins, how you doing, love?
She'll tell you about not putting the pole in the hole. All right. Well, listen. This is your girl Kay. We about to go to a quick commercial break. We got Blair Anderson coming up, and we got the one and only from the boot, Dr. Chandra Higginbotham, baby. Right. We'll be right back.
Okay.
got that second line song to bring back up?
I'm gonna bury the past. I'm gonna bury the past. This feeling inside of me. Oh no, it's not gonna last. I'm gonna bury the past. I'm gonna bury the past. This feeling inside of me. Oh no, it's not gonna last. I'm gonna bury the past. I'm gonna bury the past. This feeling inside of me. Oh no, it's not gonna last. Out on the way, man, I couldn't catch a break. All of those tricks in my face. Girl, you said it ain't so fake.
I see no name.
Has to keep pressing on. Keep my head up, keep myself tough and pain.
You are here to your home.
I've been awakened, I'm awakened, and nobody can stop me now. I'm gonna bury the past, I'm gonna bury the past. This feeling inside of me, oh no, it's not gonna last. I'm gonna bury the past, I'm gonna bury the past. This feeling inside of me, oh no, it's not gonna last. Downtown, haters try to make me clown. It was hard for me to ignore the sound. I wanted to be below ground. Blessing, my heart beat racing. I let it take over me. I was walking in defeat. They said trials had to mold. I was trying to be a soldier. The enemy had an edge on me. I was too blind and couldn't see. Don't let them fool ya. Just let God hold ya. No, I won't give up. I got the victory. Enemy, oh, in my head. Can you feel that you just don't have enough? Just look to the deep from which coming to help and know that God is there. Just keep the faith. Keep your head in the race because He is your present help. It's happy.
It's in our name. We're Firestone Complete Auto Care. That's solid. It's a store man.
Hey, this is your girl Kay Reed coming to you live from Real Talk Radio 100 with the Unsugacoated Plug and Tea Talk Radio Show, where we bring you real talk, real issues, real people, the life that matters every day. Hey, it's your girl Tiffany R. and we're coming to you live with Unsugacoated Plug and Tea. Tune in.
This is for your cousin, your baby daddy, the side piece, and boy, these blessed things. We are coming to you live from the Unsugacoated Plug and Tea Show.
Look, I wouldn't get up, but last week I fell into 2 pounds. 2 weeks ago. And these feet ain't together. Well, yes, baby, we are back. Listen, I would have did a little second line for you, you heard me? But these feet is numb. I can't afford to get these feet amputated. That's why Dr. Higginbotham and my brother got to get me right on together. Because if I get these feet amputated, Amandra, you a diabetic too. You need to get under Dr. Higgy because she's seen men. But if I get these here feet amputated, I ain't going to be able to walk and talk with Jesus. Now, listen, I'm having problems with feeling in my fingers. That's a little numb too. I can't afford to get my fingers amputated. You know why?
Why?
Because I ain't gonna be able to point y'all in the right direction if I ain't got no fingers. But anyway, we are back, baby. You heard me, and we about to get it started with our first guest. Oh my baby brother. Let me tell you about Blair. Baby, that Blair. No, I'm just playing. Blair Anderson is a former NCAA athlete, Texas A&M Kingsville, with a degree focus on kinesiology. Ooh, I received my gift of tongues last night. I thought that was a tongue right there, kinesiology. Okay, so he has a degree focused on kinesiology. In 2007, Blair was an NFL draft prospect, former area league player, personal trainer, UDB coach. His skills as a trainer and the owner of the Strap New DBU. With all this, Blair Anderson's greatest accomplishment in his life is with being he left something out this bio. His greatest accomplishment is being my baby brother and First Lady Joanne Latae Johnson's baby brother. No, I'm just playing. So his greatest accomplishment is in his life is being a devoted husband and father and a son to Pastor Adrian Jason of Faith Ministries. Blair always is keeping God first and his family above everything. Now, Blair, listen. If you family above everything, I'm gonna need a discount on my personal trip. No, I'm just joking, bro. But welcome, Blair Anderson. That boy don't listen from a lad. He ain't listen. I asked that man for some questions, but he didn't. I'm gonna go on and roll with the punches. This is my baby brother, Blair Anderson. What up, bro?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Tell us a little bit on why you founded Strap DBU.
It was just a passion that I have, and I feel like I had some knowledge that I can give to anyone out there seeking it. And I just like to give people and help people, And so that was another way for me to just go out and be able to help people, be able to help the youth, kind of give them insight on what they can expect in that particular field, and give them just words of inspiration and motivation.
All right. So I see, Blair, that well, not see, but I know, Blair, you went through Texas A&M Kingsville. You went to Sharpstown, and you was in the second graduation class of Westside High School. You played with some of the finest NFL players, such as Vince Young. Baby mama couldn't stand Vince. Baby Pastor Adrian Jason couldn't stand Vince. Because nobody was better than her, baby boy. You heard me? And then you played on the same team with, well, I know him as Black, you know him as Black. But in the NFL world, they know him as Joseph Adai. Tell the viewers and listeners, how was it playing with Vince Young as well as Joseph Adai?
Oh man, it was competitive. Everybody wants to be the best in whatever they do. So, it just makes you a better individual, when you play against top-notch people, or anything you do, if you're in a particular field, just to hang around those particular people or be around those particular people, they elevate you. So it just pushes me to be a better person.
All right. So speaking of Joseph Adai, where is he at today?
I'm not sure where he is as an individual, but I see him on social media every now. He's just really doing the family thing. He may have like some other things going around, maybe like some business endeavors, but I know he's pretty much real big on being a family man.
Pretty big on being a family man. And as you stated, family above everything. And what about Vince Young? What is that cat doing?
You could probably Google what he's doing. He's probably doing pretty much the same thing, but he's probably probably on the scene a little more. Joseph Adai is more of a laid back type of person.
Well, Blair, when we had that watch party with you, for you and with you, I was so excited, baby. I just thought I was about to be the sister of a Saints player. And there still is time, and I'm saying there still is time for you to get out there and actually probably go be a special teams coach. So I'm praying that God enlarge your territory for you to go to one of those NFL teams and be a coach one day. What's your take on that?
I mean, it's always a possibility, but I don't think my heart will be in it like that. I feel like I could
Wait,
have a
wait,
better impact on
wait. Hold on. You don't think your heart gonna be in it? If I
Nah,
had
not really as far as like trying to deal with that particular thing, being an NFL coach and dealing with men and their personality. I would rather deal with, the younger kids and help them
do
out.
you see how sexy you got your sister getting? Do you see that? I need to go walk on one of those football teams and now I'm just playing. But you're right. You're right. Everybody has their season, but you did play arena football. Tell us how it was when you played arena.
Ah man, it was pretty cool. It was a different game. The speed of the game was different, but it was a cool game. It was cool. Got to play football a little longer.
Well, let's talk on this personal training, Blair. Now, I know you done worked with a lot of players that done gone off to college. Some of them done gone on to the league. But how is it working with the youth, especially those youth who parents is finding it hard to actually pay for the type of services that you render?
Well, I try to make my services not affordable for the lower income people. Not so much like how a lot of trainers and stuff or other trainers and professionals would do. I kind of try to keep my prices kind of reasonable that so that they can have that opportunity to be able to do something.
I need to be
Or
over
get
there.
the,
He said he need to be over
I
there.
need to be
Now
over there.
listen, every Saturday or every other Saturday, we are at Bear Creek Park, Lamondre. Now you're playing. It's either I'm gonna get you under Dr. Higgins because she do see men, and or you gonna get under Black. But we gonna get somewhere and we gonna hold each other accountable, and we gonna get this weight off together. Now, Black, speaking of weight off together, we started something called Am I My Brother's Keeper? And we do that, and we do it because my body has been impacted with 20 health issues. None that I'm claiming I have them, they don't have me. But again, you have to be knowledgeable of those health issues. And a lot of things that I'm dealing with my health is genetic, and we'll talk more into that with Dr. Higginbotham. But in training me as your sister, how has that journey been?
well, it's been an interesting journey. Kawana, she hadn't worked out in a while, so you got to kind of take those baby steps. You don't want to kind of throw her in the furnace so much. So it's just with her more so you would just work on just the little things, kind of just the more so body weight exercises, things of that matter, just trying to get the conditioning back and all that in those muscles, and a lot of flexibility and mobility training just to get the range of motion and all that back to those joints.
Did you hear what he said? Because I got distracted. And we're going to talk about that too with Dr. Higgins, because some of the things that I'm dealing with and a lot of people that's dealing with the issues and neurological issues that I'm dealing with, we have a hard time focusing. You understand what I'm saying? So Dr. Higgins is going to touch on that. But basically what he was saying was, I used to be an athlete back in my day.
Really?
Yes, honey, Pastor Jason, all our kids was very athletic, baby.
Shut the front door.
Basketball, volleyball, cheerleader. I was the first African American captain on the pep squad at Parkerville Middle School. You heard me? The first African American female on the right team at Lee High School. Baby, I was drumming. I used to step. I used to do it all. But then came babies.
Dum dum dum.
Along came a damn spider. A spider. And it done put the weight on me, and I just don't work out no more. I mean, my brother is getting me back together. And you have to want to do better. And when you know better, you do better.
You have to get your mind.
You have to get your mindset. And it seems like we got a caller on the line.
With a question.
Who's on the line today? Thank you for calling Unsugacoated Plug and Tea Talk Show.
Is one of your co-hosts, Tiffany R. Sings. Hey, y'all.
You're going to reverse that because you're not Tiffany R. Sings. You are, as of today, international gospel recording artist Tiffany R. Sings, baby. She has hit 5,000 listeners,
right.
She is now an international gospel recording artist. Tiff. Tiffany has been holding down the show while I was away with the Houston Astros. So I gave Tiffany off today so she can gather herself and her thoughts. Go take it away, Tiff.
Thank
You will.
For constantly reminding me. But I had a question for Miss Claire. How much are you training, and how much would you say mindset is a big part of people losing weight? Because a lot of people feel defeated before they even get started.
Okay, I kind of didn't hear the rest of your questions. I heard you were saying something about. Can you repeat what you said? Pretty much, 'cause it kind of got distorted.
So she wants to know what your fee is for your personal training. And she
Okay.
also wants to know how much of somebody's mindset when it comes to losing weight.
Wait a minute. We're not doing drugs. What you talking about?
No.
Weight.
When it comes to losing weight, how much does somebody's mindset affect that?
Well, first of all, the pricing varies. My classes start off at about $20 to $25, and then if I have to travel, it kind of goes up accordingly with the gas, But as far as I can say, it's $20 to $25 per session. And as far as like the mindset, I believe that the mindset is in anything you do, it's the number one key. And that mind over matter is one of my biggest mottos, mind over matter. A lot of times our mind is the first thing to go. As soon as we come up with an idea or a thought or anything, we're excited. And then the next day or so, that doubt kind of creeps in. And then a lot of people let that doubt get to them. And it's just with anything, just being consistent in anything you do. If you're consistent with what you do, you'll see progress. It doesn't come overnight. You can't build a house overnight. You just got to stick with the plan and be consistent.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. Look, before COVID happened, I was going to the gym. I was literally working out an hour a day doing cardio. And I lost about 50 pounds, literally. I was on Facebook flexing.
He was.
I was losing the weight like crazy. I was dropping pounds, going to the gym. I had my partner I went to school with come out and work me out, exercise. COVID happened, and boom, I guess I got in a place where my thinking process got clouded, and I just started gaining the weight back. And it came back quick. I lost the weight slow, and it came back real quick. Like it just creeped right up on me. So I understand your point. You have to have your mind cleared, and you have to have that consistency to lose the weight.
Mindset therapy over everything. Once you know better, you do better.
Yep.
And you have to have the consistency. Well, listen, our second guest, but then we're going to come back to you, even if we got to bring it back to the show. But let's stay on. We got some good tea to pull you up with Dr. Chandra Higginbotham, OBGYN, holistic. Well, I don't think she's talking about that. But listen, Dr. Chandra Higginbotham, I've been knowing her for Tiffany, stay on. Dr. Chandra Higginbotham is a New Orleans native from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She received her undergraduate education from Tulane University in New Orleans. She then received her doctorate of medicine degree from LSU Medical School, also in New Orleans. It was her goal to practice medicine in the field of obstetrics and gynecology. Thus, she attended UTMB obstetrics gynecology. I'm going to get that word together. Gynecological residency program in Galveston. All right. I got to get these eyes together too. So she completed her residency program in 1991. From there, she moved on to Houston. Her professional career has been quite varied initially. She worked for McGregor Medical Association until 1996. She then worked for various physicians in private practice. In 2003, she started her own practice, the Women's Health Solution. That is when she went into several modes. Before beginning her practice,
survival mode.
The Bible mode. Baby, the Bible mode.
Survival.
Already don't get Dr. Higgins started with that Bible, baby.
She says survival mode.
Oh, survival mode. I say the Bible mode. It's one of them. Look, them ears gone too. But it's going to come back together. Before beginning her own practice, she was never exposed to the business of medicine. She quickly realized that her medical education was missing a crucial element that would allow a practitioner to survive in the world of insurance billing and coding. But with the help of God, I knew God was coming. With the help of God, her turnaround in 2006, in spite of her efforts and those of her colleagues, uh, with the illnesses to the extent that she had never encountered in her career, was not healthy either. She began to seek answers to optimize her health and the health of her clients. Pick up right here. I think, or she think.
I thank God I was
I need
exposed to a series of educational conferences, seminaries that led to functional medicine. Through the functional medicine model, I am to be able to view my patients as complete human beings that encompass mind, body, spirit, and soul. Shata. The body has no fences, and we have to learn how to dig deeper to get the root cause of the problem that we encounter and work through multiple layers that exist. This is the only way that I believe that I can achieve optimal wellness. Well, we must develop skills to empower our patients to become accountable for their own health. That's true. I always tell my patients that we have to enter into a partnership, not a dictatorship. We are completely responsible for our own health.
What she always tell our patients?
She said that I always tell my this is a partnership, not a dictatorship.
Yeah, and for sure we've been partners for 9 years, and I can't dictate nothing to Dr. Higgins. So I know none of her other patients can dictate to her. Without further ado, we ain't gonna tarry much longer with this introduction. Dr. Sandra Higginbotham, OB-GYN, holistic medicine doctor, and shall I add chef?
Right.
She's a chef, baby. I gotta get some of that good cooking. Welcome, Dr. Higginbotham. How are you tonight?
Thank you so much. I'm well. How you guys doing?
I'm
Just
trying to get
fine.
well too, Doc.
I'm trying to get there. I'm all
Yeah,
ears.
yeah.
Trying to
Well,
hear.
trying is an artful way of saying you are not being
Get
successful.
better. Right.
You have to speak it positively. You are there.
Well, I'm listening.
Wait a minute. You have already overcome.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset, just like you said, Brother Blair. The battle is in the mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So you decided that you are well, and then as such, you have a goal to focus toward.
Yeah.
And then speaking of chef, Doc, you done stepped in, you done got your license and your little degree for cooking. Let's start off with food because I'm so hungry, Doc. I said I'm gonna let meat go. Today is my first day of not eating any meat. So, what are the things we need to avoid when making food choices?
That's a huge topic. First of all, it depends on your cultural beliefs. That's one thing. But just as a foundation, first of all, you are what you eat, but you are what you also digest. And in case you guys don't know, the food that we consume is slowly killing us. The what we call this in the world of functional medicine, which is where we begin to understand how the body functions.
Hmm?
We call it the SAD diet, SAD, which stands for Standard American Diet. So those who continue to embrace the SAD diet, we're slowly being killed, right? Our food is contaminated. Our food is full of toxins. Our food has been adulterated, right? Genetically modified. So the thing is, we've got to begin to educate ourselves as to the quality of our food. So in general, the food should be clean. And what does that mean? You should consume organic as much as you can.
Okay.
Your meat should be free range, with your chicken, free range chicken, grass fed. These are buzzwords that you look for when you're reading labels. You've got to learn how to read labels. Okay. So buzzwords: free range chicken, grass fed. Um, um, as far as the meat, the beef is concerned, the if you okay, it should be grass fed, hormone free, antibiotic free. Okay, because if you're eating meat that has been raised with grains and corn and soy, those foods are significantly genetically modified, as
Okay.
well as contaminate all kind of toxins. A huge one is called glyphosate. So you're consuming that, and as such, you are becoming inflamed as well. So the first thing is just try to eat clean as much as you can. Drink, clean water. If you're going to drink faucet water, make sure it's filtered. I would not recommend that you drink faucet water. But as far as the food is concerned, we need to try to minimize the carbohydrates that we consume as well. The breads, the pasta, the rice, the potatoes, the French fries. We should never, never, never eat fast food.
Lord, that's all the good stuff.
Lord,
I understand.
doctor, you just
I understand though. That's all
it's
the
a
good
highway
stuff.
to heaven. It's a highway. We not Tiffany. We can't blow like Tiffany. We just done sung our own funeral song. It's a highway to heaven. Doc, you said no fast food.
No fast food.
Let me tell you about that corn. Wait, Doc said corn. Doc, why shouldn't humans consume corn?
You don't digest it.
We don't digest corn. But not only that, corn is all genetically modified. And now they have these GMO, these Roundup ready seeds, and corn is one of them.
Wow.
And corn is very inflammatory. So I don't eat corn. So that grain, and when they pick the corn and many other grains, what they do, they have to dry it because it's wet, right?
Right.
So they dry it. So they dry it with what they call a desiccant, which is a drying agent. And the number one desiccant that's out there is glyphosate. So glyphosate is glyphosate is the number in Roundup. You know it is Roundup. And if you've had your ear to the news, their Roundup, who's now owned by Bayer Pharmaceuticals, it used to be owned by a company called Monsanto, but Bayer Pharmaceutical bought it. Okay, so they've spent millions of dollars on lawsuits because of glyphosate litigation.
Okay. Wow. Now, why are you talking about the glyphosate and all that other stuff right there? Words that I can't pronounce. I see where they get these words from in the Bible. Let's talk about aspartame. Because I remember you told, like, by me being a diabetic, by Lamondra being a diabetic, we like to put a little sugar in our cereal. But I know you was talking about stuff with ass. Anything with ass in it ain't good.
Question.
Right?
I have one question.
Listen, did you hear what I say? Anything with ass in it ain't good. Tell us about that aspartame, Doc. Really see what that
aspartame, when you ingest it, it converts into formaldehyde.
Oh.
So you're embalming yourself. Aspartame also negatively impacts your neurotransmitters, okay? And it causes your body to be exposed to metabolites that are excitatory to the neurotransmitters, which is what we don't.
Okay.
So aspartame is that's a new to nature molecule that man made. So these sugar alternatives, aspartame, sucralose, what's the other one? The one that's in the pink one. So there's the pink one, the blue.
Sweet and low.
Exactly. The pink, the blue, and the yellow one. Those are ones we should not embrace. If you're transitioning, okay, from trying to embrace a healthier lifestyle, the better ones to consume, okay, would be monk fruit, stevia, all right, and then get to another level where you don't need sugar at all.
Quick question.
Sugar. Well, go on and ask your question, because she said get to the level where wait. Now this is serious. Because I'm giving her permission to tell you everything about my health. Now watch this. Ask your question and I'll do something else. Go ahead.
All right. So is this a myth buster? Since I'm a type 2 diabetic and I guess mine is weight induced, I don't use sugar. I use honey. Like when I drink my coffee in the morning, I use honey. I replace my sugars with honey. Is that still a myth of a bad benefactor of trying to have a sugar usage versus natural sugar?
You still see sugar when you consume it. There's a communication between the tongue, the brain, and the GI system, and then the pancreas. So once you any sugar, whether it be honey, whether it be maple syrup, whether it be any other kind of quote unquote natural sugar, right?
Okay.
The pancreas says, wait a minute, I just seen some sugar. Your body is then telling the pancreas produce insulin.
Gotcha.
Right? Now insulin is a hormone.
Mm-hmm.
Hormone are communicators. They communicate information to the body. In this case, the body is saying, okay, pancreas, produce insulin. And then the purpose of insulin is to do what?
Break the sugars down.
Put the sugar into the cell. You want to put the sugar into the cell, and by that way, it's lower in the bloodstream. We need the sugar. We need sugar. Without sugar, we would die. We need sugar. Here's the problem. The problem is we're getting too many sources of foods that's converted to sugar or the carbohydrates. So, for example, when we were hunters and gatherers, we used to, way back when, we used to consume 20 teaspoons of sugar a year. Now, the average person consumes about 130 to 140 pounds of sugar a year. And wait a minute, other sources of carbs include the flours, the breads, the pasta. So an average person on the SAD diet, standard American diet, consumes about 300 pounds of carbohydrates a year compared to what we used to consume, 22 teaspoons. Now, if you read your label, an average can of soda, for example, has about, depending on what kind of soda you're drinking, has about anywhere from 30 to 44 grams of sugar. Let's just make it easy. Let's say it's 40 grams of sugar. Math. Divide 40 by 4, and that's going to give you what?
10.
10. That's 10 teaspoons of sugar you just consumed when you drank that can of soda.
Wow.
So what we need to do is learn to read the label, look at how much sugar in grams, divide that by 4, and that tells you how many teaspoons of sugar. For example, my mama has the Freestyle Libre. You guys know what that is, right?
Yeah, I used to have one now.
Exactly. So she is now being the CEO of her health. She loves it. She's able to see how her body responds based on her sleep, her stress, her exercise, what she's consuming. So she drank some coconut water. Now, coconut water, the one that she had 14 grams of sugar. So that's about 3.5 teaspoons of sugar per serving. Her glucose level, her blood sugar, because she was able to just check it like that, went up to 267. Just from drinking that 1 8-ounce canister, little carton of coconut water, which we think is healthy. In theory, it is full of electrolytes, it's natural. But for her genetics, her pancreas told her body to produce insulin, and it did not respond. So what's happening is we're becoming resistant to insulin because the cells are smarter than we are. The reason why we're having so many people with diabetes, pre-diabetes, metabolic syndrome, because of all the carbs that we're consuming, we're telling our pancreas to produce insulin, but the cells are smart. They say, no. I can only allow so much sugar into my cells. I'm full of sugar. So then the pancreas says, Dag nabbit, I told you to make more insulin. But the cell said, you can't put no more sugar inside of me. So what happens? After a while, your pancreas is tired. Your body begins to resist the impact of insulin, hence insulin resistance. Then over time, it's a process. Over time, you become an obvious diabetic. And then your body cannot utilize the sugar that you're consuming, and the sugar stays in your bloodstream. And that is the initiation of all kinds of issues, to include cancer, heart disease, autoimmune diseases, elevated sugar, and blood sugar issues is at the crux, and inflammation is at the crux of many of our health issues.
Right. Oh, excuse me. And anywho, excuse me, Doc, but you indicated as we're transitioning away from sugar, right? So we all know, maybe I should be dead and gone, but God said otherwise. I'm dealing with something called, what is that, Doc, with the sugar? When your body naturally craves sugar.
Neuropathy? You mean the neuropathy?
That's the neuropathy, Doc. We probably ain't got enough time to talk about the neuropathy. But my body has, and you know it, you can tell it, you can verify it, that my body naturally craves sugar. My body naturally craves sugar, and I don't sugarcoat with nobody. That's how I came up with Can't Sugarcoat Entertainment. For other reasons, I don't sugarcoat with you. You're not going to sugarcoat with me. But it seems like I can't get nothing sugarcoated. I don't like when somebody say I have a sweet tooth. So what my body has is that sweet tooth gene. Doc, touch on the sweet tooth gene.
Well, we all have genes. We've got over 20,000 genes. And some of us, it's not really a sweet tooth gene, is that your body tends to have more cravings for sugar. And that's because there's a metabolic imbalance going on, right? And then the issue is the more sugar we consume, the more sugar we want, okay? Sugar is worse than crack cocaine. It impacts the health of the brain at the level of it's called the amygdala, but part of your brain, all right? Same areas that cocaine impacts, same areas that tobacco impacts, same thing that sugar impacts. So you begin to have more cravings. Another thing is sugar causes your body to produce more yeast. And yeast is, of course, a small little pathogen that says, I need more sugar. It needs sugar to grow. So you've got a little bug within you. All of us have yeast, but the more sugar you consume, carbohydrates you consume, the more that yeast begins to grow. You're feeding the yeast with the glucose.
Right. So with this all building the mind, I'm dealing with the sweet tooth gene, the yeast, anti-aging yeast. For people like myself, tell people how is it working with me as a patient. Tell the truth about you don't sugarcoat nothing around these camps.
See, the issue with people, until we really decided that we want to be healthy, you have to decide to be healthy. And sometimes it's not until something catastrophic happens that flips the script. And then you decide, oh, wait a minute, you see the light. Okay, you see the light. Wait a minute, you heard the ambulance. It's time for me to be healthy. So we don't want to get to that point. We all have potential. We all have sinned and fallen short. None of us are perfect.
Right.
What I was trying to allude in my bio was that I was at one time over 300 pounds. I'm from Louisiana. I love to eat. Okay. So I decided, I looked at the picture of myself and said, wait a minute, who is that woman? I didn't recognize myself. So I began to chase health, be the CEO. We are all works in progress. So it's not that you're difficult to work with. We just have to get to the point where we have hit your so-called sweet spot. What is your pain? And how can you then the script mentally where you want to be where you're empowered to take control of your own health?
Right. Yes, right. Well, while we got Dr. Anderson on, Dr. Anderson also was saying the same thing. It's basically mindset therapy. So tell us about exercise. How often should we see our medical provider?
Is that for me or Mr. Blair?
That's for you.
Okay. How often should we see our provider?
And tell us about exercise.
Well, regarding the frequency of your office visits, it depends on where you are in your health journey. If you have health challenges, you should see them more frequently. But it's not about just seeing, sir.
I see them every 90 days. I have to.
Okay, it's not about just seeing your provider. What are you doing in between those visits?
Right.
Right. If you're not doing anything
most of the time, that's
visits,
punishment for me. He don't cut no corners with me. Like he let me know, look, it's just a matter of time. You gonna do something about it or not? So that's why I'm trying to, make the conscious decision that, on what I need to do, because in fact, I'm not getting no younger. I'm about to be 40 next year. And I'm sitting around here like literally weighing 2 people, like literally. And I know what it's a contribution of where my stands at, where I was in life at one time. So now that my brain fog is kind of gone, I'm trying to work on it now. I look back now, I'm like, oh, something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe you've been doing this all these years. And I'm surprised you ain't dead yet. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back now that your brain fog is clear, and let's take it like a child with his mother. This room is dirty. You need to clean this room up. So when you go to somebody else's house and see how clean their house is, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, my house is kind of dirty. Now that I see what a clean, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm working on that now myself. Is it an easy journey? I'll say it, double H, hell no. But hey, I got to do something about it because I'm trying to live another 40 years, and at this rate, it ain't happening. So,
but sometimes we're stuck. Here we go. This is important. Sometimes we're stuck in a rut because of childhood trauma.
bingo.
No, we may not even know that the trauma that we suffered as a child has been realized and is expressing itself in how we function as adults.
Right.
So sometimes we have to face whatever trauma occurred child. And that's there's layers of complexity to
Yeah.
that. That involves the possibility of requiring some deep, counseling with
Therapy.
a
Yeah, I just
psychologist,
started. Matter of fact, I go
therapist.
back on the 22nd. I go back on the 22nd. I had a good therapist. And when I made the transition from New Orleans, I moved back. I've been here a long time. And I moved away in 14 and I just came back again to Houston. I had a good therapist in New Orleans. Now I'm back here and I'm working on, like I said, and I was clear-minded enough to where I actually dropped almost 60 pounds within a
Yes.
matter of less than a year. I dropped
It's
60
easier for
pounds.
men to lose weight.
Yeah.
It's easier for men to lose weight because of testosterone. But 80% is nutrition, 10% is genetics, 10% is exercise. Now,
I want to tell you that too. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I did. I had stopped rice, bread. I had tons of salmon, fish, and green. That was it. I did that and water. I didn't like for like the last 8 or 9 months. I hadn't had a soda. It was straight water, fish, and a salad. And that's the thing. I'm not gun ho to not eat a salad. I love salad. I love green, but that New Orleans side of me come out. Look, you need some fried shrimp, some fried catfish.
Keep talking. Or Dr.
Make that jambalaya. And I learned to cook from an older woman. So I'm New Orleans down, but I know I have to shift this. It's a shift because, high blood pressure running my family. So, my mother, she stopped eating meat she stopped eating meat about 2 years ago. She lost the weight, but now she's starting to have cholesterol issues, even though she's getting smaller now. And she called me before I came here. Her blood pressure was 150 over like 108. I told her you need to go see a physician because it's just a matter of time. So, yeah.
Yeah, and blood pressure is a silent killer. You don't know, Brown, but 3 days ago I was in the ER and my blood pressure was, I don't want to say it because my doctor watching me, but my blood pressure was 199 over 105. I thought I would take myself to the king. Now, in saying that, Dr. Anderson, exercise as it relates to exercise, as I asked Dr. Higginbotham about exercise, how often should we exercise with a person, with a man of this size, stretching? What type of exercises can Lamondrick do to get back on track?
I would prefer. I would tell him to start off if he could do like water aquatics, anything in the water, so that he wouldn't put so much strain on his body and his joints. And then start off with like a stationary bike or something like that. You don't want to go out there and just try to. It's like a baby, you got to take small steps. You got to crawl before you walk, and before you gain your balance, you got to before you start running. So you just got to start off on low stress activities. You don't want to put too much strain on your body from the go, and that'd kind of be discouraging as well. So you want to just start off with very low strenuous activities. So I would recommend like water aquatics and starting with a stationary bike.
I have a huge pool, so just swim is what you're saying.
Not so much swim, but you can do all the exercise. You can do squats. You can do jogging in place. You can do a lot of exercises inside of the water. Pretty much everything that you can do.
Wait a minute, Blair, did you say squats?
Yeah. Squats. You got to keep the legs strong.
I want y'all to understand this. Working with your brother as a personal trainer, that first day, I thought I was going up yonder. And that was just a consultation. I stayed in that park, Dr. Higginbotham, almost an hour and a half. And you talking about squats. I used to drop it like it's hot, but now I pick it up like it's warm. I can't drop it no more because it's the thighs, the hamstring, and all of that is hurting. Like my body is torn from the floor. But with by God's grace, with Blair on my side, Dr. Higginbotham on my side, I'm going to get this body back together. So for women, Blair, that has lost their way, and Doc, you going to fill it in too. What can we do? Now they say that the breast is a hard thing to lose. That's not true. I used to be a 52K. I ain't ashamed about it. And now I'm a 34J. I done lost 8 bands and I don't know how many cups. But it's the stomach. It's the baby fat. How do you work on that gut? How do you work on that stomach, Dr. Anderson and Dr. Higginbotham?
Well, like Dr. Higginbotham said, there's a lot of that is with nutrition. So if you start eating right and doing all those things, it'll help you out, as far as just dropping pounds, and then the rest would be just, attacking that area, attacking your core. Uh, your core is just not so much of your abs, it's more than your abs, it's your lower back, your hips, your core, your center of gravity, how you stand. So you would just attack your stomach area, do crunches, planks, anything of that matter, but the diet is a big thing.
So he's working on the core.
Yeah.
Working on all right. Well, it seemed like we lost Dr. Higginbotham. Um, I don't know if she got called in to deliver a bouncing baby, but we do thank Dr. Higginbotham from tuning. Oh wait, is she coming in? Is that Doc trying to get back on?
Oh, yep, there she is.
She's back. Doc, we got you.
I think she's having
Got you.
There she goes.
All right, there we go.
All right.
All right. Now, what you were saying, say that one more time. I believe Dr. Higginbotham didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat just the last part of what you said, Anderson?
Yeah, you said to lose that stomach area, and like I said, a lot of that is with the nutrition, how you eat. I would say, increase your water intake. Your body is mainly made up of water, so you want to drink as much water as possible, and that'll just help you from, staying off the sodas and the juices and all that. And then just, attacking that area, doing the things you can to get that midsection, your obliques, your lower back area, all that kind of just strengthening your core and all in the whole.
All right. All right. Now, you strengthen your water intake. I remember being pregnant under the care of Dr. Higginbotham. She used to say, girl, you need to have a water fest. You need to have a water fest. Well, guys, listen, the first thing you must do when you wake up in the morning, of course, is give God all the praise, all the glory, and all the honor that he's deserving of to keep you and to have you on this side of Jordan, right? But you should also drink 8 ounces of water. Now, Dr. Higgy or Blair, I know Doc said she don't prefer tap water, but if you're gonna drink tap water, make sure that the water is filtered. But what about alkaline water? Do y'all suggest that?
Because the SAD diet, standard American diet, is so acidifying. The trend now it's kind of a phase to okay, let me drink alkaline water. It's okay, but you don't want to. The body is all about balance. You don't want to be too acidic.
Yeah.
You don't want to be too alkaline. Can you hear me?
Excuse us, this is our first remote.
Can you hear me?
Our first remote show. So thank y'all for tuning in and being patient with us. I do know no one's trying to, talk over anyone. I know if both guests were in the office, it would be better. Blair look like he done froze. He need to stay froze. Because I'm just playing. That's my baby brother. I can say stuff like this. But what were you saying about the water, Doc?
So you want to balance. So you want to have spring water, mineral water. It's okay to have alkaline water. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to just always consume alkaline water. But you want to make sure if you're going to purchase your water that be aware of the container. You should avoid BPA, plastic. You should avoid plastic. Your water should be in glass, BPA-free, BPS-free, BPF-free containers. So you got to be aware of the container because plastic is a problem too. BPA, bisphenol A, is a huge problem. Another toxin that we're all exposed to.
What about sparkling water, Doc? Because some of us like them cold drinks. That's what we say in Louisiana, cold drinks. Texans call it soda. Chicago people call it pop. But what about those who need that carbonation? Sparkling water. Would you recommend that we stray away from sparkling water or what?
No. It's okay. Variety is the spice of life. So it's okay to have a little Pellegrino or a little Perrier. And I drink it every now and then. That's not my main source of hydration. And regarding how much water, you should drink half, in theory, half your body weight in ounces of water. So let's say you're 100 pounds, you should drink about 50 ounces of water. And in the morning, I agree, 8 to 16 ounces of water. You should start your morning after you do your devotion with water. Why? At night, the brain shrinks. Did y'all know that? The brain
No.
shrinks at night. It shrinks about 60%. And it does that so your brain can detoxify.
Wow.
And to exercise is to move your lymphatics to facilitate detoxification.
Okay.
Right? But the brain does not have muscles. So there's a system in the brain that's kind of like the lymphatic system that when you're sleeping, you're detoxifying. The brain shrinks. So that lymphatic system can move away around to move those toxins away from the brain into your circulatory system so you can excrete them out. Your urinary system and your GI system, your gastrointestinal system.
So one of our listeners is asking if they drink tea, is that a qualifier for water because it's made with water? And that is a good question because I'm addicted to tea. So,
baby, yes, you gotta have some bristle. What that is you drink, Lisa? that's the owner of the station. And give it up to for Lisa Villers. That's the owners of Real Talk Radio 100.
It depends on what kind of tea it is. Now, tea, there are good properties in tea. If you're going to brew it yourself, all this tea that you buy at the store with this sweet tea is sugar. If you're brewing it yourself, all right, tea is definitely a good thing to consume, especially herbal teas. I would stay away from the caffeinated teas because caffeine causes you to be what? Dehydrated. Caffeine causes dehydration, right? So, I would embrace the herbal teas as far as the and brew it yourself. But I would not say it's a substitute for water. It's an addendum. It's an addendum to your whole health journey, especially herbal teas. I love the herbal teas. There's a company that I love. One of my favorite tea companies is called Ticino. Ticino, Tccin. It might be 2 N's. Ticino. One of my favorite teas is called cordyceps with something called Shashandra. Cordyceps, which is a mushroom, which is, wait a minute, this mushroom is going to do the same thing that caffeine does, and it's going to optimize your focus. So I love that. And the other one called Shashandra tells your body to optimize your body's ability to detoxify.
Wait a minute, Doc. Did you say Shashandra? You got your own tea?
I know. The Shashandra.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But let me pause one moment right quick, Doc, and give a shout out to some of our viewers. We have 3 of our own international gospel recording artist, Tiffany Artis Sings, from called in. We have the Slappy Payne, our co-host, my mentor, my acting coach. He's on the line. And Slappy said he would like to disagree with, I guess, about the water. He'll come back on and say what he's disagreeing about. And then we have our co-host, small business owner, Nahalia Richardson. And then we have my artist, Miles Baylor. If you ever need a mime to come to your wedding, your crownings, your stage plays, you can reach me at 281-606-9651 to book Miles, Prosper, and Mime. And who else we have listening? She's too slow.
Elaine,
I think something going on with that processing of her.
Richardson, Hella.
That's Nene.
That's it so far. That Slappy Payne, of course. But I'm only on one page. I don't know ever who's turning on the other pages. I'd have to tune into.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We really hate that we got to hold down the fort by ourselves up in here tonight. But sometimes you got to go there and get it for yourself. That's what Dr. Higginbotham and Pastor Adrienne Jason always teaches me. Now let's tap in because she's an OB-GYN, and I know she probably want to hit on some of you ladies out there watching in your childbearing years. Doc, can you tell us about the maternal mortality in America? How does our maternal mortality compare with the rest of the world?
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that more women in America die because of pregnancy complications in America than any other developed country. We're talking about developed country in the whole wide world. More women in America die. One of my patients told me the other day, this is her first pregnancy, Her mama told her when they found out that she was pregnant, well, now you're pregnant, you got 1 foot in the grave. Like what? The mama?
Wow.
Yeah, my mama told me that too, baby. She don't sugarcoat nothing. If she did, she made me scared. I was like, well, mama, what foot in the grave and what foot out?
Yes. So if you look at the stats as of 2019, though, these are the most current stats. Okay, 20.5 women in America, and they base it on live deaths. They don't even factor in the live fetal deaths. They don't even factor in the fetal. I'm sorry, I said it the other way. The live births. They don't even factor in the fetal deaths, which is another issue, right? So out of 100,000 live births, 20 women out of 100,000 died. All right. Now wait a minute. Let's break it down a little bit more. So, Black and brown, 44.
Wow.
So more Black and brown women died because of pregnancy-related complications than any other developed country in the whole wide world. That is a problem. That is a very unfortunate problem. And there is an act that was passed in November of last year called the Black Maternity Momnibus Act. But guess what? It stalled in the Senate. It allowed for how many billions of dollars to address that issue, but it stalled in the Senate.
Right. And you're right about that because I've been trying to get my baby's death certificate, and she was a baby. She died, and I still don't have the death certificate. They told me I was gonna have a death certificate for my baby. I still can't find that death certificate. I'm hurt behind that thing. I am tore up, and it's been 13 years, and they're gonna give me my baby's death certificate because I want it. Although I will see her again, so I didn't lose my baby. I gained the angel. Now listen, Flappy Pan said, Doc, I agree with the water because I love my water. I drink a lot of it. What I don't agree, what he don't agree with?
Anything with the ass in it, that's not good for you. Slappy need Jesus. Slappy need help.
Doc, tell Slappy about putting the pole in the hole. No, Slappy, you gotta agree with the doctor. You don't go around putting your pole in everybody's hole. You just don't do that. He gonna say something. Go ahead, Doc.
So what I do is one of my passions is to work with couples before they get pregnant. Work on their vessel, the only vessel that God gave us. Right? Because if you don't take care of your body, where are you gonna live? Answer that. If you don't take care of your body, where are you gonna live?
You're gonna die.
You're gonna go to heaven or hell, one of the places.
If you're saved, you know where you're gonna go. If you die, if you're unsaved, you're gonna go to hell.
Mm-hmm. So the goal is to work with women before and couples because 30% of women who miscarry is because the sperm is let me see, this is a medical term, jacked up.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Doctor.
So the body's rejecting it? Is that what you're saying?
Say it again.
Is the body rejecting? You said the sperm is jacked up.
No. Why 30% of women who miscarry because the sperm has issues.
Okay.
Now listen, baby.
Rejecting it.
Doctors, you telling me? No, I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna go there. Lord, you telling me that sperm wasn't right? That's why my baby went to the king.
I can't say that. Miscarry meaning less than 12 weeks.
Right. I ain't trying to get to the getting trouble, Doc, because I need you. I need you to survive. Go ahead.
So I have a question. I went through 12 years, I believe, of fertility treatment. And one of the things that I encountered going to multiple doctors was that they use the word, you're too overweight to get pregnant. You have to lose weight to get pregnant. And I wasn't overweight or obese at that time. I was I was probably size 11, probably 140 pounds. But if I lost weight, I would have an easier time getting pregnant. And I can't tell you how many people I know that weigh 300, 350, 400, popped out 5, 6, 7 babies.
Yep.
But I hear that a lot. Every time I'm having headaches all the time. Well, it's your weight. What does my weight have to do with me having headaches? It's almost like an excuse that we hear so often. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a very complex issue there. So, unfortunately, the medical society live by what's called guidelines. right? So, for example, in my own genre, the American College of OB/GYN, right, there are guidelines that are set forth for us to go by. Okay, so what's happening in America, and again, this is not again, but this is not a healthcare system. This is a sick care system. What's happening in America, doctors are limiting themselves or their interaction with their clients with the quote unquote guidelines. So in theory, what the guidelines is, you got to be a certain body mass index. The issue with fertility, there are layers of complexity with fertility and subfertility, meaning you get pregnant, but you miscarry. You're able to get pregnant, but you can't keep the pregnancy, right?
Right.
There's multiple layers. One is the condition of the vessel, the terrain, all right? We are toxic. So the thing is, what I do is I tell my clients, clean up your diet, clean up this vessel. Optimize the body. The liver filters 1.5 liters of blood every single minute. The average person has about 4 to 5 liters of blood. So every minute, 1.5 liters of blood is filtered through your liver. If your liver is not healthy, you're not filtering the toxins, the myriad of toxins that we're exposed to on a day-by-day basis. So for me, some of my clients, all I do is work with their diet. They concede.
That's beautiful.
Some people within a year, some people within 6 months. It just varies. So, I can't really speak to specifically your issue with the weight. I mean, 100 pounds does not sound underweight unless you overweight. I'm sorry, unless you're just a midget.
Nope, 5'2".
Yeah. So, sometimes when the doctor doesn't have a good answer, okay, that's their line item. They just to say something.
Right.
But I'll be the first one to let you know I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I was not meant to know everything. What I do not know, I will do my best to research. And along those lines, another issue regarding some of these problems that we're dealing with is reimbursement. That's a whole nother issue. People think doctors are rich. For example, I'm gonna let y'all know, to deliver a baby, we get about $580.
Wow.
That's it, Doc. I thought I was right more than that.
To deliver a baby. All right. Well, and now we talk about Medicaid. Insurance is a little bit different as far as how it's broken down. But with Medicaid, to see you in the office, let's break it down so you guys will know. Y'all think we rich. We pay $30 to $40 an office visit.
See, that's it right there, Doc. Now that's a wrap. I'm gonna have to divorce you as my doctor because I knew that's why you didn't want to see me. She said, first of all, she came up here with these complications, and then I'll come up in here with this Medicaid. Baby, she said, I'm not about. Now I'm just playing. Listen, I love this woman. When I tell you, I have been under Dr. Higginbotham for the last 9 years. If you all, some people don't like to go to prayer lines, but Dr. Higginbotham will go to God in prayer for you every day, 7 days a week. Before she either go out to deliver a baby and go to the prison, she worked with the women in the prison as well. This is one doctor that don't mind going to God for you. Amen. And that does not depend on science. That's why I love her. So I know she don't rely on science. Dr. Higginbotham, I can 100% put my own head on a chopping block and tell you this lady right here depends on God. I love you for that, Doc. She have to say, is that the Kojic finger, the Baptist fifth finger,
no, is that
the apostolic finger?
It's the Kojic
she got something to say. Go ahead, Doc.
I do rely on science.
Oh, she do rely on science.
Integrate
God
and science, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Integrate the science and the science maker.
I know the science. I know, but what I don't know, I learn. And another thing, I study every single day. Every single day. I'm a lifelong learner. You have to know. The Bible says,
come on now. Watch it. Where your Yamaha at? Strike it up.
Yamaha is cheap.
The lack of knowledge, we got to study to show ourselves approved. And without knowledge, we will perish. So we've got to study. So I do integrate science. But the thing is, you've got to be able to have a balance. You got to have a balance. So I do bring God. Without God, I would not be here.
Exactly.
My new boss feels
saying something.
God plays a big part in how he, how he runs his practice. A very big part.
And I love her for that. I've been under this lady for 9 years. Kamora is going on 9 years old. So I say 9 years because, you got to count all them weeks and all that, and that equals up to 9 years. But look, Slappy Payne says, who is our co-host, he's so nasty and crazy. He said, hey, God created the pole to go in the holy. Jesus said that, not me, and it must be good because it rhymes. Thank you very much.
We was flowing in the spirit. And Kawan, you let the devil come right on in. See what I'm saying?
So, does the doctor know that Slappy Payne is a comedian?
Doc Slappy Payne is a comedian. he don't like to say that he's a comedian. Don't say that because he won't never set foot up in the station. Slappy Payne is an entertainer.
Gotcha.
He does multiple things. So when it comes down to describing what Slappy Payne is and who he is, don't never call him a comedian because we might get slapped. Now, listen, Doc, how can we begin to optimize our health when we go to our practitioner, a doctor? What should we be asking them to perform? Give us a basic list of labs that need to be done. Write it down, folks. Get your paper and pencil out. We learning tonight.
So when you go to your doctor for your well man or well woman exam, basic studies that should be done include, but not limited to, a comprehensive thyroid assessment. Thyroid cancer is one of the fastest growing cancers out there. So we've got to know what the thyroid gland is doing. Sir?
Mine was removed.
So that's one of your struggles with weight. So you have to be on replacement.
Yeah, I am every morning.
Mm-hmm. So a comprehensive thyroid assessment, you got to get your chemistries, comprehensive metabolic panel, a blood count, we call it a CBC.
Every 90 days.
A lipid panel, right? Wait a minute, you need an antibody, an ANA.
Mm-hmm.
You need a vitamin D level.
Mm-hmm.
I would do a vitamin B12 level. And then I do other tests that some may consider esoteric for my, wait a minute, hemoglobin A1C.
Yeah.
To be done, all right? So
yes.
I do a test called a pulse test, PULS. Now doctors don't do that test. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women and men in America. I got a question for you guys. What is the first sign that someone presents to the emergency room with heart disease? How do they present to the emergency room with heart disease? That's the first way that they present.
Chest
pain.
No.
Indigestion.
No.
I'll take headaches for 500, Alex.
No.
And listen, Lisa looking at me crazy because I'm yakking. No. Lisa, I ain't got COVID. Baby, I'm tested. I done got my vaccines, both of them. But Doc, you can still get COVID if you got it.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
So what is the #1 way that a person presents?
I don't know. I'm standing up because I want to know.
I done gave up, Doc.
DEAD.
DED?
They already dead.
What? Oh, I wouldn't know if I'm already dead, Doc. Already dead.
My point is, it's a silent killer. People present already to the emergency room, they're already dead. And that's the first way that they know they have heart disease. So, a segue into this next test that I do, the pulse test, PULS, which stands for protein unstable lesion signal. I do it on all my clients. If it's normal, once a year. If it's not normal, at least every 93 days, your insurance will cover it. Now, that test has a lot of immune markers that tell me what is going on within the cardiovascular system. So it'll give me a percentile, and then it'll give me a cardiac age. So I have so many of my clients who are decades older than their chronological age because of what's going on in the immune system. But guess what? They have no symptoms. Pressure normal, no chest pain, no obvious cardiac issues, but their pulse score is abnormal. So then this is what we call preventative holistic integrative medicine. So then we work behind the scenes to facilitate resolution of whatever is the root cause of that abnormality. So I would do on my clients the pulse test. Again, Many doctors don't even know about that test. So you can ask your doctor, hey, what about that pulse test? Can you do that test on me? PULS. You can make them do the research. All right.
Okay.
Because it's
I just had an MRI done not too long because I was having pains right here, and he was concerned. He was like, "Let me check your heart." He sent me through the machine. He dialed it, made my heart race. He checked I guess to see if I had an aortic aneurysm in the stomach or something like that. He said it was nothing. But can you determine if you have heart disease doing that too?
There's a test called the calcium score. All right. The calcium score will tell me how much calcium. It is an imaging test. Guess what? That insurance does not pay for. That runs about $250. So that test will tell me how much calcium is deposited in your vessel wall.
Did you say $250?
Right.
He could go ahead on and get that test done because Doc, he pay about that much to get these dreads retwisted. So we're gonna need you to take that test. Me too.
Yeah. But you got to ask your doctor to do it because a lot of doctors won't even bring that up to you because of the cost. And here's the issue: patients don't like to pay for their own health, but they don't mind paying for their hair getting did.
I'm on private, so hey, they see me every month.
I'm just telling you, a lot of patients, does my insurance pay for it? No, well, I want to get it done.
Yep. I work in the health field for 26 years. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate that insurance does not pay for a lot of things, but the insurance only wants to pay for something that is going to prevent you from dying right now. They're not as into preventative intervention. They'll pay for your Viagra, they'll pay for your other drugs, but they won't pay for your nutraceuticals. They won't pay for like the calcium score. They won't pay for that. It's a legitimate test.
They don't need no Viagra anyway, Doc. If they ain't working, it's probably because they don't work too much when they was younger coming up, and that's why they don't work no more. I'm not a doctor, so I know I get that was a free one. But listen, Doc, we done touched on the maternal mortality in America. But tell us how does the maternal health impact the health of the baby?
So when the mom's immune system has become activated. Now, what causes the immune system of the mom to be activated? Stress, lack of sleep, lack of activity, lack of nutrients. And aside, in this, every second our bodies undergo 1,000 quadrillion biochemical reactions. Wait a minute, let me say that again. Every second our bodies undergo 1,000 quadrillion biochemical reactions. Those reactions require nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, antioxidants, omegas to facilitate, right? Okay. Most of us are deficient in a multiplicity of these nutrients required just a normal functionality of the body. And we don't know. And the body is pretty resilient, but after some time, it says, help me, help me. So if you conceive and the terrain is not nutrient replete, okay, your immune system is activated. And again, there are many things that can cause your immune system to become activated. You because of COVID, there's some words that float around in general public now. A new in our lexicon, cytokine storm, the lymphokine. We use on a regular basis now that most of us didn't even know about. The typical American didn't know about until COVID. Well, it's a cytokine storm that's going on, but a silent one, right? Now, so now you can see, and this cytokine storm, so to speak, this maternal immune activation has been started. That directly tells the baby's brain to become inflamed. So now we've got inflammation of the neurological system of the baby, starting when the baby's brain just big, bitty. All right? So that is ongoing, that is not arrested. So the maternal immune system activation causes potentially your baby to be MIA. In action from a neurological perspective. I believe that a lot of these, they say all this mass shooting and all this crime is because your brain is unstable. Your brain is inflamed. Understand this: when your brain is inflamed, your prefrontal cortex is here, which determines your body's ability to make executive decisions. It's thwarted. It's paralyzed. It's Shanghai. Right? It's gone. It's missing in action. So hence, you don't make decisions based on reality.
And speaking of this, go ahead, say what you were saying, Doc. Go ahead. Missing in action.
You don't make decisions that's congruent with the will of God for your life.
Right. Now, speaking of MIA, for those of you who are just tuning in and don't know, I am a playwright. Johnny Pittman and I were phenomenal playwrights together. We laid up in the bed at night and I'll come up with a subject and we'll write a show just like that. But I'm also now a new author, going through the vicissitudes of life. Dr. Higgin about to taught me that word. Going through the vicissitudes of life. My book been dropping. And I just can't just sit down and be still to write that book. It started in the womb, hashtag whose womb, the Kawana Nicole Bradley story. And Doc has, can I say it, Doc? Can Doc agree? Now this is going to be a good read because Doc is going to share the MIA in the forward of my autobiography. Now, what y'all don't know, and I can't give y'all too much, but me, myself, personally, I walked around with a mutated gene myself, personally, for 40 years, and I didn't know it. And what tissue at? I ain't got no, I guess this weird cap of work. Baby, I didn't know, baby, when Dr. Higginbotham told me about what I had, October 10, 2015, the earth stood still to me because I had no earthly clue that I'm born with a deleted chromosome. And we do know that I deal with a lot with my children. And that was like, she really hadn't really just seen anything like that because, and correct me if I'm wrong, not just one of my kids have this deleted gene that I'm born with, but 4 of them. The one that's deceased, I had a trace of trisomy 18 in my blood. The gene I'm born with is, what is that? I say it so much, I done forgot it. Slap it, go on and put it up there, Slap.
I think it's 15. You have a deletion in 15.
Micro deletion, chromosome 15, Q11.2. Right. And what some of y'all don't know, that's on the spectrum. Right. And I am a true miracle. Y'all always see me posting on my page. Have you ever seen a miracle? Do you know what a miracle looks like? When you see one, see, people get a bad misconception about autism. All it is a severe social skill and speech disorder. I'm very social and my speech is there. But when it comes to children, I didn't know I had this gene, right? So while the children was developing in my womb, they was developing in a womb. Anything that the doc taught me, that anything that happens with a child on the outside, it starts in the urethra. Am I saying that right?
The
uterus. It don't start when the child come on the outside. It starts in the inside. That's why I said the Kawana Nicole Bradley story, because we don't know what womb it started in. It could be my mother's womb. It could be my mother's womb. But the gene that I'm born with, it came from the great-grandparent, watch this, to the grandparent, to the parent, to the child. And we don't know where it come from. Doc told me, don't you much worry about where it come from. Just know that you have to do what you have to do to get the right care for your kids. And I'm saying all that to say, my kids really didn't stand a chance for developing in the womb, Lamondre, because one, I had this unknown gene. And then by me being a diabetic, baby, my sugar levels used to be, I don't want to say it, Doc, but Doc is there to verify. My sugar used to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes 900 going across the brainwaves of Kimora. She never dealt with the other kids, but this happened to all the kids, not just Kimora. Now, I didn't know about the gene until after one of my children got tested. And that's how I found out once you know better, you do better. And with Kimora, I had got ECI with Kimora, which is early childhood intervention. So Kimora is going to be more advanced than any one of my children, but they all can overcome. God did it for me. Baby, it's either in New Orleans, they didn't check you for none of that. I born in 75. So did I get mad at my mother? Watch it. I'm seasoned. In 75 and then in New Orleans, what, Lamondre? You was either crazy, dumb, stupid, or retarded, or it got beat out you. Yep. So that's how I didn't know. I think he got beat out me. I think that's what happened with my grandma, baby. That little, but that's another show.
It's a whole other story.
Doc, Let's talk about these hidden genes and genetics.
So here it is. You touched on something that's very, very important. You touched on a phenomenon called epigenetics. Epi is Latin for above, like epinephrine. Epi is Latin for above, epigenetics. So what happens is your what we call the exposome. Zone means body. So the totality of everything you're exposed to, right? From your environment, from your nutrition, your past childhood experiences. What that does is it can either positively, negatively, or have no impact on the expression of your genes. Right? So think of it like this: your genetics is a gun, right? A loaded gun. Now you've got to pull that trigger. What pulls the trigger is your exposome, epigenetics, what you're exposed to. So you don't have to pull that trigger. And understand this: what you did, let's say you're ready to procreate, have children. What you and the father did a year before conception impacts the child that you're carrying and 4 more generations down the road. So that's what we call epigenetics. So we can control the expression of obtuse, deleterious genes based on our exposome, based on our environment, based on our lifestyle. That is the key to this whole series of questioning, optimizing your lifestyle. We have to empower ourselves to be this, my catchphrase, the CEO of your health, such that another one of my catchphrases, chase health. Just like you chase your baby daddy, your boyfriend, your man, your boo boo.
Baby, he chased me.
Chase health.
Doc, he chased me. I didn't have to do no chasing. I didn't have
and
to
that's
do
the way
no
it's supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
That's
the
the way it's
Bible
supposed to be.
says that a man that findeth the wife Lamandrick findeth favor in the Lord. So I didn't have to chase that thing. But I'm glad it's gone. Now I'm just playing.
Exactly. So the thing about it is we can control the see, God is so magnanimous.
Yes, he is.
We've got redundancy in our DNA code, right? So meaning we've got genes that code for the same protein, several genes. And if one is mutated, as you express, or deleted, okay, God says, I'm gonna let this other gene, because we all have mutated genes. All of us have mutated genes.
Wait, watch it. Wait, Doc. You say we all have mutated genes?
Yes, we all do.
So the next time we are in stage play rehearsal, and I say, don't charge it to me, it's the gene. Just know you got a mutated gene too, Slappy. Go ahead, exactly. Doc.
All of us do. And what causes that gene to be expressed is how hard it has to work to make whatever protein is making. Genes are there to make something. Genes make protein in our body. Without protein, we won't function, right? To make hair, to make nails, to make all the enzymes that our body uses to function, right? So because some of those genes are mutated and we're causing those genes to work harder, then they're expressed. And that expression can lead to disease.
Well, Doc, we dove right in that swimming pool, dealing with everything, touching on genes, the maternal mortality in America. But Doc, tell us the true meaning.
What's the true meaning of health? Enlighten me.
Health is more than lack of disease. Just because you have a disease, that does not mean you're healthy. Health is the entirety of mind, body, spirit, and soul. There's financial health, there's mental health, there's emotional health, there's spiritual health, there's physical health. Okay, so it's more than just being without a disease, and that's what God wants us to be. The Bible says, above all, I would that thou prosper and be in good health, even as your souls prosper. So wait a minute, even as, it means your soul's got to prosper first. I don't mean with finances. When your soul is prospering, you are walking with God like Noah did. Noah was the only one who walked with God back in those days. So we want to walk with God all the time, and as such, our souls can prosper.
Doc, let me ask you a question. How have you seen health transform over the past 30 years of your practice?
Deteriorate significantly.
Wow.
Over the
Wow.
last 30 plus years, health is significantly again, this is not a healthcare system, this is a sick care system. What in the healthcare arena, what they're doing is managing diseases. For every ill, there's a pill. For every infection, there's an injection. When in doubt, cut it out. So they're just, giving you pill upon pill upon pill, as opposed to digging down deep, trying to determine what is the root cause of the dis-ease.
Okay.
Why's your body in dis-ease? Your body's trying to tell us something. Headaches. Headaches could be like a fluid. Headaches could be blood pressure, of course. It could be an allergic reaction.
Okay.
One of the huge issues for headaches, for example, is magnesium deficiency.
Okay.
Say that again. Magnesium deficiency.
Yes, a lot of people have headaches because they don't have enough magnesium in their bodies. 70 to 80% of Americans are magnesium deficient.
Well, I know our vitamin D depleted. Let's talk about vitamin D. But call in right now at 936-333-1969 if you have any questions for Dr. Higginbotham. You can call in, callers, at 936-333-1969. We better catch it while we can, because once them babies, once that hospital called and said she got to deliver, she got to go. That's 936-333-1969. There's some good stuff. Touch on that vitamin D, Doc. And we don't need that type of D, Slappy, because I know what you're about to say. Slappy, don't you do it. But Slappy said whatever mutated gene that he have is not going to act like the gene that I watch it, Slappy. Watch it. You don't worry about my gene. Because God got me and my gene. And the size 8 genes, and I'm in now.
We thank God for your Levi gene.
Oh, my Levi's. Go ahead, Doc.
Vitamin D is more than just a vitamin. It is a provitamin. It is a hormone. So remember I told you hormones are communicators. They're messengers. They're sending messages to the cells, the over 37 trillion cells that we have in our body, sending messages to the cells. So vitamin D optimizes the health of your immune system. Vitamin D helps with your brain health. Vitamin D helps with your bone health. Vitamin D helps with your liver health. Every single cell in our body, bar none, has a receptor for vitamin D. So, for example, women who keep their vitamin D levels over 60, now if you go by the range as far as normal is concerned on the lab says 30 to 100. Okay, so doctors say, oh, your vitamin D level is 25, it's okay. No, it's not okay. Oh, your vitamin D level is 30, it's okay. No, it's not okay. So you got to know your levels. You got to know your levels. Okay, what is your vitamin D level? That's something you need to know. That and your A1C, you should know what that is. So vitamin, if you keep women, if you can keep your vitamin D level over 60, that can possibly decrease your risk of breast cancer by 80%.
Well, Lisa said hers is 16, Doc.
1-6.
Oh, you're subpar. It's not functional. Now,
and if you're 16, go out to tell what mine is.
Well, also, when I had my lab work done, my doctor told me that my ovaries are supposed to be at a number that is under 60. I think he said like 30 something to 50 something. And my ovaries are at 868.
Now, what number was that? You have to give me the lab. What lab was that? Remember?
No, he ran just a basic yearly panel. And he told me that there's something going on with my ovaries because my range should be between the 30 and 50, and it was 800 and something.
Yeah. Baby, you need a new OB-GYN. You need a new doctor.
He's a PCP. He's not an OB-GYN.
Well, you need an OB-GYN.
Yeah,
I think she's still taking patients.
I do need an OB-GYN.
You need to go sign up and tell Dr. Higgins what you need. Listen, Doc, we got 2 more questions for you because it's almost our time, and thank God we don't have a show running behind us. But in your last 30 years of practice, can you tell us how you've seen a health transform?
She just asked that question.
She did.
Deteriorated.
See, that's that
gene.
That's that gene, Doc. Oh, that's that gene.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think
No. That's not that gene. What happens is when you consume sugar and your body's exposed to so much sugar, your brain shrinks.
Oh, what? Oh, Lord, my brain is shrinking. Take me now. You know I got work to do. I don't need the Lord.
So your memory is not as keen.
That's not all the time, Doc. That ain't setting in.
No, that is a type of dementia. It's not Alzheimer's dementia, but it is a type of dementia. Yeah, but it can be reversed. It can be
Oh,
reversed.
thank you, thank God for reversal. I got to give these coins
So
to
why
them.
do you think Americans have so many health problems?
It's also there's layers of complexity to that. I think at the root of it is our nutrition.
Gotcha.
The root of it is our nutrition, our poor nutrition. We feed into this, standard American diet.
Mhm.
That has to stop. We're very nutrient depleted. Okay, again, the body undergoes 1,000 quadrillion biochemical reactions every second. You're not getting the nutrients from McDonald's, Burger King, Jack and Crack, Timmy Chan, the Lemmy Chan, the whole chain brothers.
Mhm.
You're not getting nutrients from that type of food. That's dead food. Your plate should look like a rainbow, full of colors, vivacious, beautiful greenery. Right? Is
What
what you
meat should we delete from as Americans on the SAD diet? What meat should we just delete altogether? Just deplete from the diet to eliminate diabetes, high blood pressure.
it's not the meat.
Okay.
The meat.
Okay.
Yes, you want to optimize the quality of your meat.
Okay.
But the problem is carbohydrates. We're eating too much sugar, bread, pasta, rice, wheat, potatoes, and
Mhm.
stuff. Not the meat. We do need to and everybody's individual. There is not one diet who fits all.
Okay.
Right? Everyone is an individual. So that's why you got to know your body. We walk around in a fog because we're not in tune to what our body is saying to us. Some
Yeah.
people don't do well with pork. Some people don't do well with beef. Some people don't do well with chicken because of my genetics. I don't do as well with chicken. When I eat chicken, I swell. When I
Wow.
eat chicken, I have lower extremity edema when I eat chicken.
Wow.
Everyone is different. So the meat is not at the crux. Yes, the quality of our meat is a problem. Our meat is very contaminated. Our animals live in confined animal feed lots.
Uh-huh.
Set up. You see how they raise the animals. It's
Animal farm
disdainful.
raising.
Disdainful how they raise the animals. Okay, so we do need to optimize the quality of our meat. And do
Okay.
we have to eat meat? No, you don't have to eat meat. I am not a vegetarian, but I do limit my meat consumption.
Yeah, my mother did away with me, like I said, and she only do like a fish diet, based diet, but she's a sugar fan. She like to eat cakes and pies and all that stuff like that. Now she have lost extensive amount of weight, but she eradicated like the meat. She just eat like fish only and stuff like that. She'll eat other stuff, but meat she won't do. She won't do beef. She won't do pork. She won't do chicken. She'll just do fish
Where do fish live?
in the
In
sea.
the
Dirty
sea.
water.
What's wrong with the water?
The mercury.
Dirty.
So the
So
fish
I don't
bit
eat a lot of fish. And the worst fish out there, let me bust y'all bubble.
tilapia.
Tilapia.
Tilapia and catfish.
Tilapia. Cat. Now, baby, if you're going to do cat, you better make sure it's clean. Let me stop playing.
So catfish and tilapia are the worst ones.
Yes, tilapia, but wasn't tilapia the fish that Jesus used?
No.
I don't
I
know.
read that in the Bible.
I don't know.
I researched that it was tilapia, wasn't it?
I don't know. But our fish, but his seeds weren't contaminated like ours are.
I know, right? Because he cleans everything. But listen, Doc, we do thank you. We may want to have to. Can we bring you back on? Because this is a lot. People need to know, Doc. People need to digest this, and I guess they're trying to digest it. That's why they're not calling in right now. But viewers, call in with any questions you have. We got about five. And I'm gonna give it 5 minutes to call in to 936-333-1. Lamont, you ain't going nowhere because you're barely here. 936-333-1969. If you have any questions for Dr. Higginbotham, if you have any questions, and speaking of yes.
Well, let me give you my office number.
Oh, all right, office. How we get in touch with
you? 713-571-2273. That's my office number. Follow me on YouTube. I just started my YouTube channel. I'm working. It's Dr. Higgy's World. Facebook is just Chandra Higginbotham. Instagram is Dr. Higgy. I do TikTok a little bit. So I'm working on my social media presence. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it.
Doc, now the devil didn't want that to come through because he don't want people to get their lives and their health together. You froze. Can you repeat that again, how to get in contact with you? Okay, so my office number is 713-571-2273.
2273. You can follow me on YouTube. I'm working on my social media presence. So my YouTube channel is Dr. Higgie's World, Dr. Higgie's, Higgie, apostrophe S World. My Facebook is just Chandra Higginbotham. That's just my personal Facebook. That's the platform I use right now. Instagram is at Dr. Higgie and TikTok as well. But I am working on my social media presence. I'm praying by this time next year, I will be, I will have a better footing in my, as far as my social media presence is concerned.
Slappy Payne can get you together with that, Doc. I'm gonna get you in contact with Slappy Payne. He will get you right on together with your social media page. Slappy, don't say I never did nothing for you. I just gave you a giant plug. You better jump on it. Now listen, Doc. Happy birthday to your father.
Yes.
Your father just made 94.
92.
92. Well, 92.
Yes.
Dr. Higginbotham father just made 92 years old, and he pressing his way, and he loves Dr. Higgie food. And then Dr. Higgie, she studied to show herself approved. She went to some good colleges, but her mother, Dr. Harrison, her mother is also a doctor. And shout out to her. She's super good. How old is mom?
Mom will be 84 this year.
84 years old. So shout out to Dr. Harrison. And we thank everyone for viewing us every week. Now listen, next week I'll be with the Strolls. I will be with the Strolls starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And next Wednesday I won't be in the station, but international gospel recording artist Tiffany Sings will be here. Lamondrick will be here. Slappy will be here.
Oh, they let Slappy come in.
And we have a new talk show host, the Slap. Boy, we got two Slappies on the show, and both of them is going to be doing sports commentating. So we thank everyone, all you on-air personalities. Shout out to Lisa. We will be going out to feed the homeless on the 20th. That Saturday is at the 24th. We need volunteers. We will be feeding the homeless baked chicken. Doc, tell me if this is okay. We'll be feeding them baked chicken, pilaf, rice, and some green beans. I don't know if it's gonna be glory beans or if somebody gonna cook them from fresh. But that's what we will be going out. We're not gonna serve them soda because we don't know what diabetics are out there. So we're gonna provide water. So we need donations, and with that, you can donate to KP Films 2375 KP Films 2375. It could be $1. It could be $2, $3. Anything to sow a seed to help Operation Blackout Poverty. Feed the homeless. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Randall Sims, over at a place called Victory. Baby, he slayed them demons and he could call them out. And Miles Prospering Mind, thank you for watching. And if you need a job, let me give you this plug. 99 cents only. 99 cents only over at 10702 East Tex Freeway is hiring. Miles Bill is the general manager there. You're looking for some good people. Now, it don't pay much, but it will get a bill paid, right? So if you need a job, you call me. I'll get you in contact with Miles Bill. Now, don't play no games and don't ask all those questions because a job is a job. Now, it's either you take the $9 job and you get your bills paid or you sit there with your lights out. But it's my job to give you and my duty to give you the plug on a job. I can also get you in at Minute Maid Park to work for the Houston Astros. I can get you directly in through Aramark because I've been there since 2014. So if you need a job, contact me, your girl K. Reed, and I'll hook you up. If you need a doctor, call on Jesus. Now, really call on Jesus. But if you need an OB-10, call on Dr. Chandra Higginbotham. If you need a musician coming from beyond the grave, call on Lamondrick, and we will get you what you need. But this has been your girl K. Reed, your boy Lamondrick, Slappy Payne in his absence, international gospel recording artist Tiffany Sings. We love this a lot of people. Brandon White, and the hell yeah, we bring you weekly real talk, real people, real issues, real lives that matter every day. And in honor of Tiffany, me. I'm not no singer.
I'm not singing.
Like Tiffany. Shout out to my choirs. Texas Mass, Houston Mass, Me. But let's give him a song in honor of Tiffany, because Tiffany normally do this. Tiff, don't you laugh at us. 'Cause I ain't no singer. I'm a singer. I can carry a tune to the corner. What we got for him?
What you want to say?
What I said? May his peace
Be with you.
Tiff, stop playing. Be with you.
Sing, girl.
That's the right key?
Yeah, go ahead.
Till with me again. May his peace. Oh, I can't hit it. I'm hoarse.
Go ahead. Be
Go
with
ahead.
you.
I can't hit
Go
it.
ahead. Yes, you could. May peace be with you.
Till we meet again.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Now you should be on this Yamaha. Doc, we got to get a Yamaha up in here. Normally, I tried to do a little song when Doc asked me to go up and pray.
Really?
I'm trying to get to it. But if you want to learn music, this is the man. And Slappy Payne teaches music too. You can.
What Slappy teach?
What?
What Slappy teach?
Slappy graduated from what Prairie View? Well,
all right, Peter. All right, Slap.
Thank you. This Sam Houston State. I'm sorry.
All right, Slap.
But
Slap, we have to talk, bro.
Slappy holds the same degree.
I'm not the
only one that can hold a degree in music.
Not yet. I'm almost there. Not yet. We'll get there. Not yet.
You just leave Slappy alone.
But
this is your girl, K. This has been my time. Doc, I thank you and I love and appreciate you.
Love you too.
To you in the morning. And guys, again, if you need that job, y'all hit me up. Now listen, I don't sugarcoat. Don't you come in my inbox asking all them questions unless you're serious about this job. You heard me? This is your girl, K. Reed. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Peace.
1.